Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to start going through my build your own DIY photo booth tutorial how-to guide. You can actually download it from the link in the description below. I also have a couple other videos on kind of the overall process, but in this video series I'm going to actually be doing the steps there and kind of building my DIY photo booth. So this isn't going to be exactly the same photo booth that everyone else might make, but this is what's going to be, my photo booth. I'm going to make certain decisions, and as I go through it, I'll explain why I made some of the choices that I made. But first, let me show you what I've got. So here we've got a bunch of boxes, some from Amazon, some from, this is actually a screen that I bought directly from the manufacturer. And then over here, some stuff that I got from Lowe's. So for this project, I decided to do just buy things from two, well, I guess technically three sources. But if I were doing this, at production scale, I'd probably find suppliers for specific components, maybe get them a little bit cheaper, maybe get them in bulk. But just for prototyping, I decided to get some stuff from Amazon, most of the stuff on the left side of the table, and then some stuff from Lowe's, most of the stuff on the right side of the table. Now, I did already have a couple other components that I'll be using, and as we get into that aspect of the project, I'll mention, why I'm using some of those components and some of the other options that I could have gone with. So let's get unboxing. Okay, so starting up at the top left corner of the table, so I've got this 8-foot 4x1 board that I got from Lowe's. I'll use that as kind of the frame of my photo booth, and you'll see how that kind of comes together as we get into it. Then I got this ring light from a company called UB Size. It's a reasonably sized light, and it'll actually fit around the camera, which is further on down the table. Then I decided to get a display from a company called B-Tronics. I've used ELO in the past, but B-Tronics looked like they had some good stuff, and I wanted to try them out, especially since I was doing this for kind of R&D purposes. And then we have a tripod stand. This is your standard speaker stand. I got this because it's got a wide footprint, it's really sturdy, and I've actually used it before. I used to work with a company that built photo booths, and they used these tripod stands as the way to support the photo booth. And then continuing on, I got these tripod hats, which now that I look at them, they look kind of small, but we'll pull them out and see. They should fit this stand. I did check to make sure that they were the right size, so we'll find out, won't we? And then over here, I'm not sure what this is. Let's see what this is. This is a power strip. Okay, so I got a specific power strip. It's got some USB ports on it. That'll come in handy. And then here's the camera that I got. It's the Logitech C925E. I have another webcam, but this one I think will be better than Gorilla Glue. Can't do anything without Gorilla Glue, so got that. And then some standoffs for my Raspberry Pi that's over here. Those should be the right size, basically so that I can set that in the wood and, you know, don't have it looking kind of wonky. I didn't have one of these, so I had to get one of those from Lowe's. That'll come in handy. And then I got some stain here to make the wood look nice when I'm all done. Then we've got these machine screws are for kind of acting as tripod mounts, so to go into the camera and to go into the ring light. Both of them have tripod mounts on them, so that'll be nice. That'll make it easy. Some wood screws, some short wood screws. These are mainly for this plexiglass to hold that onto the frame that I'm going to build. And then here we've got some longer wood screws that I'll use to put the kind of the bulk of the frame together and hold it all together sturdy. I didn't have a saw, so I got this guy. We'll see how that works out. And then of course some stuff that I already had, which was Raspberry Pi and this HDMI cable. So it's HDMI on both ends. It does have an adapter to DVI, because prior to this I was using it with a screen that only had a DVI in. This monitor that I got does have an HDMI in, so I won't need that adapter. And then this is the power supply that goes to the Raspberry Pi. It's got micro USB there, and it's actually just a normal USB-A over here. Get it unplugged. Yeah, so it's a USB-A, and then micro USB over here, which will work with the power supply that I got, or the power strip. But I also have this adapter, so if I wanted to plug it into the wall, I could. And I think that's pretty much it. Now, I did get this one thing that I'm not sure if it's the right thing. These screws actually look kind of big. These were supposed to be for screwing into the VESA mount screw holes on the back of the display, but they look way too big for that. So I'll have to see that. I might have to pick up some of the right size screws from Lowe's later this week. So that's basically it. Again, check out the video description below for the document and the instructions that I'm working off of. I put that together. You can download it from my website at shutterpilot.com/DIY-photo-booth. You can also you'll be able to buy the finished product of what I build here, and possibly not, you know, depending on how this project works out, maybe not the first generation, but the result of this R&D, the finished product. You'll be able to purchase that from the website, shutterpilot.com. You'll also be able to buy the software that I'm going to run on the Raspberry Pi. You'll be able to buy that from shutterpilot.com, as well as some other pieces of software that I have that basically serve the same purpose. And I'm back. So I took some time to unpack a little bit more. Some of the things that I showed on the table last night were still in boxes, so I pulled some of them out, and I want to show you kind of the results of some of the questions that I posed when I was going through things. So here we go. All right, so first up is the screen. So the screen looks really nice. I'm really impressed with it. So I'm really excited to see it in action as we put things together. It's actually surprisingly light, so that's actually kind of cool. Now, it came with this kind of stand. It's intended as kind of a standalone kiosk. So it came with this stand attached to these screw holes, which is what I always intended to use to mount the screen to the frame that I'm going to build. And it came mounted with these, see if I can show them in the frame, these screws, or bolts, I guess, which are actually pretty tiny and kind of the size that I expected them to be. Of course, this is what came from Amazon that I thought I was getting, that was going to be long enough to fit with the frame and work with the threads. Obviously, way too big, both too long and too wide. So I'll have to go back to Amazon and see what I was actually thinking, and see if I can get something that'll actually work. Otherwise, it might be a trip to Lowe's to actually do some physical comparison. And then finally, I don't think I mentioned this on the video, but this was something that I noticed afterward when I was pulling this out. This ring light, which again, I'm really excited to use this thing. It comes with this little attachment on the bottom that glares kind of weird, so you can't actually see much of it, but it mounts to a standard camera tripod, and there's a ball in there, and then this thumb screw screws it down so it stays in place. I was hoping that I could take this bottom part off, and I might still try to kind of use a little bit more force on it to see if I can get it off. But if I can't, I think I can actually move this potentially, hopefully, far enough to the side that I can, mount it kind of like this, kind of horizontally, or vertically rather, but with this tripod mount into another vertical post. So this whole attachment will be at a 90-degree angle. You'll see when yeah, kind of like that. So as I put it together, hopefully we'll see how it turns out. So hope you liked that video. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so you'll get notified when the next few videos in this series get released. See you in the next one.